Hello everybody, welcome back to the Jade Empire walkthrough. We are right in the middle of the pirate fortress.
Leaping tiger.
What do we got here? Alright, this fight's not too bad, but I think this is the first time, depending on what you decided to go, like we were talking about in the other video, there's kind of three different like main story or main objectives. Maybe that's a better way to say it. But obviously I went with the pirate fortress first here, and this is the first time you see these, or you ever get to fight these horse demons. And these things are interesting because every time you take a swing at one, and I should say every time you connect, you take a little bit of damage. So they've kind of got like a little damage shield, I guess. It's pretty minor. It really shouldn't be an issue, but you know, if you're still kind of new to the combat system, then maybe, you know. And obviously, so I've got Dawnstar pretty much constantly healing my mana, or chi, sorry. And, oh yeah, it's mana, sorry. But anyways, she, you know, with her constantly refilling the mana, the healing is, it kind of like evens out, you know?
Look at that flyer.
Because her healing the mana there over time isn't by any means phenomenal. You know, it's very little at a time, but it does obviously help. So here we've got the, I guess this is like the part 2 of the fight. Got a couple of dudes and an ogre. And one of the, you know, I don't know, fun fact that I actually didn't know, you know, until recently, is that the ogres aren't actually considered demons. Like they're not, you know, they're not. Well, I don't know if the demons are supposed to be summoned in this, but ogres are actually apparently not demons, according to the lore in this game. And wow, that ogre smoked that pirate. Or ogre guard. He actually hit his buddy. It's kind of funny. I don't know if it actually did any damage or not. But anyways, yeah, so the ogres aren't actually demons. They're just beasts, I guess. And very aggressive by nature, I believe, is what one of the cutscenes actually clued me into that, which, you know, sometimes I'm not paying very much attention to those, but I think it's a good idea too. There's a couple of book stands in here again that I didn't read, or yeah, I didn't interact with yet because I was again waiting on the what was that gem? The gem of the frail scholar or something like that. Which, you know, again, I did the tests and I didn't see a bit of a difference, so I don't think it actually does anything. And I missed it though the first time I ever played this game. I didn't realize that there's the control panel, and I'm running around here looking for it, but I wasn't finding it until. Oh, it's over here. Oh, there it is. There it is. Dragonfly controls. There you go. So that'll drop the Dragonfly down and then shoot, obviously, some missiles here through the door to open it up. Pew pew.
I guess the weapons on that flyer were active.
All right.
Certainly one way to take care of a door.
I'll level up from that even. Not too shabs. Whoops, missed a point. There you go. Oh, it is spirit and chi. It's not mana. Womp womp. I guess they don't call it mana strikes. They call it chi strikes, right? And it drains your chi. Well, you know, most RPGs call it mana.
Some sort of magic binds this demon. I never expected Gao the Greater to be so powerful.
This area is forbidden. Only Gao himself is allowed to enter. You must be destroyed. I am Xianxi, the great elephant demon. Gao's infernal magic summoned me and bound me here to guard this room. The penalty for all who enter is death. Gao's power compels me. I must destroy you!
I don't think it matters one bit what you pick here for this guy's dialogue. I think I tried I tried a little different option on my second playthrough when I did a closed fist, and I think I told him that I was sent by Gao, and he just says he basically tells you that you're lying. And these elephant demons, I mean, are obviously super slow. That's their weakness. So as long as you're hopping around or using the evades, it's really easy. And I think it's this chest. Yep, there's the Gem of the Frail Scholar. So that was the one I was looking for. And again, I ran back to interact with the different scroll stands and bookshelves and stuff, and you know, again, unfortunately, and I was actually really disappointed that it actually doesn't do anything. So you know, it's unfortunate, but again, I don't know if you know, if there was a bug in the programming, and like maybe they fixed it for the PC version. I'm not sure, but you know, unfortunately for the Xbox users like myself, it does not work. So, oh well. But here, you know what? I think maybe I'll go back. I'll do the. I won't cut out me running back and grabbing the scroll stands, just so. Maybe it'll be easier, like to make sure as far as like a checklist or something, if you're coming through here, just to make sure that you got all these. But that book stand there, and I don't remember if there's a scroll stand that's part of this. But anyways, it's the history of flight is, I think it's a 3, possibly even a 4-part. I don't know, little spiel, I guess. I don't know what to call it. Or a book set. Maybe that's a better way to describe it. But there's at least 3 of them here, and I almost want to say there is a 4th one, maybe in the Imperial City once we actually get there. But you know, I guess that 4th one doesn't matter as much. But the 3 here are actually part of a hidden book set that you'll get a technique for, and it's pretty minor stats, but you know, it's a technique. And again, I don't know, I like having or making sure that I've got all my techniques. So that's you know, that's one of the ones. And I don't remember the stats. It's something probably like 2 body or something like that, but I guess we'll see once we get it. I usually for the most part anyway, I went into my inventory and checked out you know, what the techniques actually gave me as I acquired them. I don't think there's any books in this room. I did a pretty good job making sure I was thorough here. You see Kang is still here. Kind of just chills here until you beat the whole dungeon, I guess. All right. So yeah, back to the techniques. You know, I'm just going through my. I'm going through my closed fist walkthrough right now, and I did notice it feels like anyway you can get a couple more techniques. Which again, I'm a big fan of the different techniques in the game. You know, they kind of, you know, almost build on each other. Well, I shouldn't say that. It's good. You know, they're passives, so you don't have to like go out of your way to level. You know, because that'll get you some extra stats too if you know, just really go crazy with farming in this game. But I should maybe back up. You can only, you know, there's only so much farming that you can do. I should say there's a couple of places. Here you go. So here's the History of Flight Volume 1. But yeah, so anyway, there's only a couple of places where you can actually like quote unquote farm. You know, and I guess I'll point those out more when we get there, but it's not what you'd typically think, because in most areas of the game the enemies don't respawn. There are a couple. There's a couple undead areas that will respawn. And I think that's kind of cool. It kind of goes along with the lore of the game, you know, that spirits can only be dispersed, not truly killed. So it's kind of neat to, you know, have them respawning. So I think it fits well. But yeah. Anyways, so what we were saying there is that, you know, the techniques give you like passive boosts, and the more you have, you know, the more stats you'll have towards the end of the game. It's not one of those things that's gonna make or break you. I mean, you know me, I'm pretty OCD when it comes to these games, obviously, hence the channel name. But you know, it's not gonna make or break you. If you miss a technique here or there, you're gonna be able to beat the game. The game is really easy. And if you can't, I guess crank down the difficulty level to what is it, student? Student, I think, is the easiest. And if you can't beat the game, then I guess I would say learn how to evade. Because it's fair. There are some fights that are still difficult. I will fully admit that. That is actually very true. But you know, for the most part, especially towards the end of the game, there, when you do get to those rough fights, most of them can be cheesed pretty hard by using like the Storm Dragon. And then, you know, with a combination of, you know, whatever, I guess whatever other style you want. Storm Dragon's pretty OP, and then Paralyzing Palm is the other really overpowered one. Alright, what else we got here? Oh, and so the configuration of the horse back there, gosh, I forgot. When we actually got that there, I didn't mention that, but the configuration of the horse is for a mini, I guess like a mini quest or side quest called Lord Lau's Furnace. And once we actually get there, you know, I'll bring it up again. But you know, I guess it's not important, and or right now. And technically, you can actually get a second configuration of the horse. So even if like if you forget this one here, I'd almost say don't worry about it too much, because you will be able to get another one. If you want to.
Dare disturb me in my grief?
All right, here's Gao's father.
You will pay for it. Wait, you are not one of my servants. I know you. You are one of Master Li's students. You were the one who killed my son Gao. Your words mean nothing. You are a murderer, a killer. Gao was everything to me, and now he's gone. Damn you and that school. My Gao was never good enough for Master Li. You were always his prize pupil. And now my son is... Gao may be gone, but I will avenge him. I know the styles your broken old master taught you, and I know how to beat them. I promise your death will be both slow and painful.
Leaping tiger.
And man, I like that one dialogue option that says something like, I enjoyed killing your son and I'll enjoy killing you, or something like that, or I enjoy whatever. Just super mean. So, you know, if you're playing the closed fist walkthrough, I will say, you know, again, I think I mentioned it in one of the other videos, but you know, it doesn't necessarily fit my personality style. You know, maybe sometimes it's like, yeah, you know, we're really just helping this guy out, and he's gonna, you know, use all of his money on booze or something like that. But you know, at the same time, some of those closed fist options are really awesome. They're really like satisfying. I mean, in this case, Gao was a total turd. Like, yeah, I enjoyed killing him. And I am gonna enjoy killing his D-bag of a father. You know, that apple didn't fall too far from the tree. And was that 1,000 cuts that he was using? I know he's got dire flame for sure, because he's summoning the big dragon and trying to shoot fireballs at me, but I want to see he uses 1,000 cuts too, but...
Dead already. Damn it all. I wanted nothing more than to watch this man die. It matters because he deserved to die by my hands. No, that's not right. I should be thanking you. Besides, after I left you, I stumbled across something just as important. Let me explain why I'm here. That should clarify things. You saw with your own eyes that these pirates were collecting slaves, right? True enough. I have a particular hatred for slavers. Gao's slaving operation found its way to my home several years ago. I was away at the time, but my daughter was there. Those black-hearted bastards took my daughter, Pin Mei. They killed her for resisting them. She was my only child. I lost her mother when Pin Mei was born, but my daughter was something precious in return. The slavers offered no such consolation. It has been 3 years since I lost my daughter, and I have spent that time tracking down the men who took her. My search led me here, to the lair of Gao the Greater. His men took my daughter, and I meant to even the score. On my way up here, I stumbled across records that show that this goes beyond Gao. The Lotus Assassins are his primary buyers. Is that so? There can be no doubt then. This goes beyond Gao the Greater. I have my vengeance, but how many others have suffered as I have because of the Lotus Assassins? Do you mean to go further with this? I would join you. Only a fool would oppose the Lotus Assassins, but 2 fools working together stand a better chance than one. It'll be an honor to join you. Oh, and I stumbled across a little something on my way up here. It's probably something you need.
Hey, that's the dust inductor I was hiding. The Dragonfly can't fly without it. It was under the floorboards in my workshop last I looked. Well, next time I hide something, I'm packing explosives around it. Yes, explosives shaped like silver bananas. Stops thieves, monkeys, and monkey thieves in one fell swoop. Yeah.
In my mind, you stand the best chance of facing down Gao's masters. We also have a far greater chance of succeeding together rather than apart.
I don't know if I trust this man, but we can't afford to turn away potential allies, not with what lies ahead.
Your companion's ability to judge character is matched only by her beauty. I may not be the most constant of men, but I am true. I assure you, I will be as devoted and capable as any of your other companions.
Ha! If I could harness all that hot air, I could make a furnace to power the whole of the Imperial City. Well, if you're done with all the talking, I have to go make the Dragonfly ready for some flying.
All right, so you get. Did I get a little more character development there? I think with Sky. He's not one of my favorite followers, but he's not bad either. You know, it's not like I dislike him in any way. He's actually a pretty cool character, and you know to be honest, he's got a really cool backstory too. So, you know, it's cool. All right, so here's the History of Flight Volume 3. So this will be the final one of the, I should say, the final one required to make the set. Again, I believe there is one more, which, you know, I don't know if it's important to know or not. But there you go. There you go. We got the technique. What was that? Strength of wood or something like that? Let's find out here. Yep, strength of wood. Right, and skin becomes tough as wood. Health +2. Wow, that's pretty weak actually. Wow. Well, whatever. I do like the little I don't know, dialogue almost, I guess, for the techniques. Some of them are really cool. They make a lot of sense. Or they have at least something to do with how you obtained them. Oh, maybe that's not accurate. That's not actually that accurate, because a lot of them you just buy from an NPC.
Hey!
But I like the, I guess I like the thought process behind some of the technique, or techniques.
Lots of blood flowing from those too. I replaced the dust inductor. The marvelous Dragonfly will cross the sky at your whim for a short way. The heavens welcome my machines, but not without considerable cajoling. If you want to fly more than a short distance, I will need an inscrutable power source. I don't know. There was one here for the Dragonfly, until I blew it up. That was the only way to keep Inquisitor Lim from taking my Dragonfly to the Imperial City. I know the assassins have another one. They were using it for blasting an excavation. Lim once said something about ruins. If you're looking for the inscrutable power source, I'd find some ruins that also have assassins in them. Now we should leave here. We can make it as far as that nearby town, Tien's Landing. I know the winds between here and there. Mostly. I mostly know the winds. It will be fine. Don't worry about that. When the marvelous Dragonfly takes off, the earth shakes and the sky trembles. You can't miss it. Your friend will see us take off, and he'll head back to town on his own. I'll stay here with the flyer. I'll keep her warm.
We should get back to...
Ha-ha! Everybody on board! The marvelous Dragonfly is about to take flight!
Alright, so, Kang is obviously pretty impressed with all the punching and kicking, I believe it was. Is that what he said? Again, now with the mini games, actually, were we able to? Maybe this wasn't one of the mini game ones. I don't remember if it said attack or evade there. Oh yeah, it did. It said attack. Okay, we're good. We're good. I do like this mini game. I mean, and you know, it's not going to be for everybody, but I enjoy it. And that's the other cool thing. You know, if you don't want to play, you don't have to. Just hit evade. You don't have to do it. Shrieking Fury. Boy, that one's... I may have mentioned it in one of the other videos. I'm not sure, but that's way up there in my favorites. I do like the shield. It's pretty nice. But Shrieking Fury, man, that one really stands out because, I mean, obviously it's a homing missile. And so this power up, there's only so many that actually, well, I should say there's, as far as I know, there's only 2 that actually affect the guns of your ship. You know, so you've got the one where it's basically an auto fire and it fires 2 bullets out the front and, you know, they're straight. Like a straight shot. And then you've got this one, which is... So obviously, number 1, it fires 3 bullets instead of just 2. I don't know if they do more damage. You know, like if each bullet itself technically, like, does more damage. It may. It looks like it should because they're bigger. I don't know. You'd think bigger bullets, right, typically cause more damage. I don't know if that's how they coded the game or not. If I cared enough to find out, I guess I'd look it up, but I don't. But I will say that I don't really like that one as much because you can't just hold the button down like you can with the double shot. You know, so, yeah, it is what it is, I suppose. You kind of gotta roll with the punches, I suppose. But, yeah, I mean, up to you. I think the 3-way shot you're generally going to be able to do better with. You know, number 1, you can just cover more area, I guess, with the shots. And, you know, some of the levels get really chaotic, so it can help to to be able to be shooting, you know, multiple directions. So yeah, I guess that's my 2 cents on the power-ups. It kind of, in all honesty, you can kind of do whatever you want. You know, you'll be just fine with the double shot if that's all you want to do. If that's all you want to use, you may not kill as many enemies every time you do one of those. Wow, I leveled again.
This new
That's
flyer
crazy.
seems nicer than the one we took from Gao the Lesser. Although, I'm really only judging by how shiny it is. A poor guess, I'm sure.
No. The marvelous Dragonfly is superior to the amber mosquitoes I foisted on Gao. And actually, the shinier the better. The heavens like their glory reflected. A shame I can't leave it on the ground for all to see, but I'm not going through all this just to have it stripped to the frame by local brats. I'll call it back if we need it. Well, it's much like the dilemma of the centipede. If he relaxes and lets things happen, he can walk naturally all day long, his 100 legs not missing a step. But if he thinks too hard about the complexity of what he's doing, those legs might crash into the tea house and kill everyone. A valuable lesson.
Is there anything you need? I'll do whatever I can to help. I'm trying to feel good about what happened at Gao's fortress, the lair of his pirates. We went looking for our master and perhaps another flyer. What we found, I was not prepared for how cruel people could be. Seeing those people with no control over their fates, it is similar to a pain in my past that I have not thought about for a long time. I would not dream of saying my experience is similar to those poor people in Gao's fortress, but that lack of control, I know that well. One of the only things I know about myself is that on the morning I was born, the sky was red, like distant mountains were on fire. Perhaps it was dirge burning, as Zeus said. I believe it was an ill omen, and that stigma is why my abilities became a burden. That's why I must have been left at the school. To be subject to the whims of someone else just because of what you are, be you slave or outsider. Yes, I know that well. Yes, you are an outsider too, albeit one with power to change your world. I think the slaves in the pirate lair would greatly appreciate your skill in defense. And I would make great use of your confidence. You inspire me to think of the possibilities, not just the problems. I'm gaining an appreciation for the person you are becoming. Perhaps we should
Okay,
speak on
so
these matters again sometime.
real quick here before the video finishes
I
here.
will
This
answer
is
what I
one of the spots where you can kind of continue on with the Dawnstar romance. I believe you can also end it here
No,
if you
I
like.
didn't have
Just
anything
basically
pressing on
tell
my
her off
mind.
and tell her you don't care, you don't want to hear about it. So anytime you
answer.
basically like completely shut her down, you'll end
Be
the
well,
romance
my
with
friend.
her. So anyways, like, comment, subscribe, whatever you guys want to do. Hope the guys are helpful. Hope you like them. Hope you keep joining me for more. All right, thanks for watching.